Hello again, MiniGT fans. Today we have the pink version of the Liberty Work body-kitted Abarth 595 Fiat. And this doesn't exist in the real world, I don't think, but there's no reason why you couldn't make one in the real world. Just paint it pink. This is number 851 in the overall line of MiniGTs. They make a crazy amount of models every month. Anyways, so it is actually approved by Abarth, and that's it. Probably is approved by Liberty Walk because they make so many different Liberty Walk models, but and it also does have the text right there. So, anyways, I do enjoy the packaging by these guys because I know that this didn't cost a lot of money. I'm not buying an expensive plastic case. I don't want to display my models in plastic cases. It means I have less room to collect things. With this, I can still put this little box in storage, and just display this in my display cabinet. The Fiat Abarth 595 was made between 2012 and 2024, so if you like this, you better start buying them while they're still cheap. Only made 180 horsepower in its maximum configuration, coming from a 1.4 liter inline 4, and a 0 to 60 or 100 would be 6.7 seconds. So not a really fast car, just a spirited ride, if you will. The top end ones would have Brembo brakes. Maybe not this one, and they would cost between 15 to 17,000 pounds, I believe. So not even an expensive car, at least back then. Maybe in 2024 they must have cost a lot more. Just reading some stuff from Wikipedia here. This body kit, by the way, is the cost of the original car, if it's in carbon or close to it in fiberglass. So that's an expensive body kit, suffice to say. But I guess to a rich person, still, the original car is not that expensive. With the body kit, you have a very unique looking small vehicle, although somewhat impractical looking to drive, being so low to the ground. What am I trying to say? MiniGT did come out with a white version of this, like the real photographs, but I don't know. I don't really like white models so much. I prefer the crazier colors myself. So here we have pink, of course, and now let's just look into the wheel, and they are black 6 spokes, and the tire is a little bit messed up on this one. Let me see if I can redo that. It's nice that the tire sidewall has some curvature, and it has printing, Toyo proxies, and the treads aren't that bad. They're still visible, but it doesn't look like it's going to go in an off-road mud bogging competition, which a lot of other brands have trouble with. And it does roll. Okay. Pretty good stance. The pink is not metallic, it's just a normal pink. I am magnified 4 times, so this is pretty harsh for the magnification for the cost of this model, but so far so good. The little canard wing things are plastic inserts, plastic inserted headlights, taillights, clear buckets back there, way back there, the buckets. Interesting, the graphic of that. I do see that on the front photograph. It's just continuing the lines of the actual clear headlight cover up here. That's interesting. This looks like almost a separate piece, this hood. I don't know if it is. It could be, because it's kind of gappy. Yes, it's much gappier here. I don't know. Maybe that's just the only way they could mold it. Or are they thinking about doing others with different colored hoods, perhaps? Yeah. It's not so great, though. Just the gappiness of it. Alright, it's also a contaminant in the paint, or maybe that's the casting itself. They didn't sand that down properly. This is... No, I thought it was a separate piece, but I think this is all continuous right here. It's continuous, so... But see, look at this. I don't know what's going on. This might be a separate piece as well, because that looks like it could be a peg hole. And that looks like a brake as well. So, yep, see, it is a separate piece. So this side sill. Oh, I see. So the side sill in this fender flare, over fender, is one piece. And it continues all the way back here, all the way back here. So this is a separate piece. So I have a suspicion they will, if they haven't already done so, they're going to release a regular Fiat Abarth. not a Liberty Walk one, and they just won't have the fender flares maybe? Oh, I am mistaken again, because it would make no sense to do so, because it looks like this flare is part of the diecast. So it must just have to do with the ease of production. But as to why they... oh, because they wanted to get this detail. That literally is air passing, I think. You can see the tire behind there, right? This you don't really have so much. There's a little bit of a vent there, but... so that's why they chose to do it as a separate piece. They wanted to get the vent detail. Okay, interesting. Door handle is raised, looking good. And all these graphics are paint. They're tampo printed. They're not decals that have weird wrinkliness to them or air pockets behind the panel gaps and stuff. So that's what a great thing about MiniGT. And you could add some silver paint in there very easily because it's actually recessed. The window molding is raised, painted black, looking good. They are molded windows, that's fine. Pretty relatively clear, I guess. And then we have a nice texture here in the grille. That could possibly be part of the base or the interior. Good color separation. Same in here. Black paint in here, in this recess. Also in this grille area, black. And that Abarth Scorpion logo looks pretty good. Can't read the text, that's fine. And then up here, nice legible printing as well. Going around to this side, there's like a silver reflector or running light. Raised up, looks good. I don't know what Abarth Works is. Leave a comment if you do. This tire looks a lot better than the other side. There's possibly 4 lug nuts in that wheel now picking up. Little NACA duct here, and I guess that's a real vent perhaps. I can't tell, but I suspect that's real because it's a separate piece, this whole thing. 595 in silver. Okay, so some printing on the window as well. It's nice. Was that on this side? It was. Okay, some red in the recess here for the reflectors. We have some clear plastic taillights with some silver for the backup. Looking good. It's nice to see something in the license plate area. Nice. And then again, that Abarth logo is pretty well done. What is this? Well, that's unfortunate. Maybe I could get that out later. What else do we have here? Maybe a little port for a tow hook to be added. 3 exhaust pipes, looking round and tubular. The diffuser there looks okay. Something on the rear window. I can't see it through my phone screen, but I'm pretty sure that would be legible on a big monitor. This double-decker rear wing is pretty interesting. It's... yeah. I've never seen a wing like this. So you have this wing, and then you have this double-decker wing behind it. It's like a triple wing. So this is kind of continuous, but I guess a little bit of air gets in there, and I don't know, I feel like that would create a lot of turbulence. But it's styling more than... I don't think Liberty Walk... I don't know, what do you guys think? Maybe you know more, you obviously know more than I do. But does Liberty Walk actually aerodynamically test any of their body kits? I have a suspicion no. But maybe they do. If they're charging as much money as they do, they have the resources, I think, to bring these to wind tunnels. Okay, we have a raised wiper blade there in black. It's driving me nuts. I gotta know what that text says on the rear window. I still can't make it out. It's under 4 times magnification. I cannot make out that text. Body Shop Tokyo, maybe? I don't know. Or Kyoto? Well, anyhow. Let me back out. Okay, so we have screwed together metal base, and pleasantly this MiniGT tells you what it is. So you know the year of the model and all that stuff, so that's nice. It doesn't say LBWK though. Someone might possibly confuse this as a stock Abarth, but hopefully all that text would convince someone otherwise. Alright, so yeah, pretty modern looking treads, and yeah, the stance is pretty good actually. So all in all, pretty nice on the outside. Going into the interior, we have your standard nicely molded black interior. So you notice the shifter there is floating on the center console. That's pretty interesting. No gauges or anything like that, but this isn't a super expensive brand. And sadly it's some sort of dust or my fingerprints are on the outside. What about the door panel? Yep, The armrest is there. Back seats, yes. Those vestigial back seats, which are good if you don't have legs. Boy, I don't. So reflective, too bright. Alright, so the seats are nicely molded there. Some cushion ribbing or whatnot. And the glove box really isn't much of a glove box detail. Probably it's just the way it is on the real car, I'd imagine. Anyways, standard black interior, pretty nice. You could take it apart and paint it. Which all of a sudden I do feel compelled to do. I like this casting enough. It looks good enough to me that I want to modify it. I do wonder if I want to paint these wheels. I'm not a fan of black wheels. You can't see them. Every brand should just screw their bases together. Forget the whole riveting thing. It's annoying. I also don't think this is necessary, this being metal. You know, the cost of this metal base is probably exponentially more expensive than a plastic base. So why do people need to have heavy objects? If you went into a Lamborghini dealer and said, make my Lamborghini out of metal, it would weigh like 4 tons. Right? They're made of carbon fiber for a reason, and carbon fiber is plastic. Anyhow, pretty nice interior. I think it just could be a nicer, being a little more customized. Yeah, that does seem to be a separate hood piece. Is that just raw plastic or metal? I don't know. Where'd my pick go? I think it's plastic, just by the sound of it. And yes, those grills are a separate inserted piece, this plastic thing, so that's why the color separation is so good. Alright, the window is just one piece. It's not even riveted, it's just friction fit up in there. Whatever works, works. Alright. So as you can see, I painted the wheels white. I gave them a matte clear coat afterwards. That's just white primer, Vallejo airbrushed primer. And then I also did the same for the interior, but I tore the dashboard off because I wanted to leave that black. It's just so much easier to see a light colored interior, although in the real world that's quite impractical. It gets all sorts of staining. Alright, so let's look at a few other models. Kyosho did the base version. I don't even think it's an Abarth. I think it's just a 500. Maybe this is even the electric one. Nope, it's just a Fiat 500 by Kyosho. Nice treads, no weird tread blocks. I think Kyosho does the best tires, or did the best tires in 164. They're not really an active brand. This is by Daito, or what is this thing? This is the first. This is Kyosho also. Alright, the 500F. Look how small this thing was when it first came out. Well, I'll put it next to this one. The thing's so small it's crazy. Such a death trap. Some other hot hatches. We have the first Mini, or with the exterior hinges. This is by Greenlight. Not a bad job by Greenlight. It's just that the headlights are painted, but as a race car, it doesn't look so bad. Also, I think by Greenlight, this Mark 1 Golf as a race car. I think the wheels were a little bit weird, but they may have had some casting issues, but still, all in all, that's a pretty cool, insane looking orange with a green interior. And then another Abarth, we have this Kyosho, is it? Yes, the Abarth 131 Rally. This is great. This is one of my favorite cars because it looks like a tissue box that went racing. It's so boxy looking, it's ridiculous. Alright, so there we have some related vehicles. Look at the top view here for sizing. So even a modern Fiat, still pretty small car. You can look up reviews of all these other models in the channel if you want to. Alright, so had I bought the white color version of this, I would probably have left it alone because it actually mimics the real car, Liberty Walk put together. But as a pink car with no actual photos in the real world, it's much more open to customization. And so I do really like that, you know, MiniGTs are screwed together. If there's a problem, you could, you know, fix it, or, you know, you can customize it. So just a little bit of paint Makes a big difference. Now I can actually appreciate those wheels. Those wheels have 4 lug nut holes. There's no brakes with MiniGT, but for the price, I think that's acceptable and actually to be expected. So another winner for this brand, I would say. The only minor issue, I guess, is a little paint contaminant. You just got to get used to that if you're going to be collecting things that are 64 times smaller than life. Thanks for watching. We'll see you the next time around.